Understanding primary and secondary sources. When doing historical research, it is really important for you to understand the difference between primary and secondary sources. Primary sources are records containing first-hand information or accounts of historical events. They can exist in many forms, including, but not limited to, diaries, monographs, memoirs, photographs, letters, autobiographies, decrees, edicts, speeches, oral histories, census data, birth and death registers, interviews, coins, and even paintings. Going directly to the source will allow you to interpret the text for yourself. Doing this allows you to look at history through the eyes of the person who experienced it. Primary sources are the closest you can get to a historic event without experiencing it yourself. Secondary sources are documents which discuss and expand upon the meaning of a primary source. Exploring secondary sources is an excellent way to gain insight into the meaning of a particular item. Journal articles and books are exceptional examples of these types of materials. These resources will assist you to interpret the content of primary sources and the context in which they were created. Things to consider when looking at primary sources. Keep your eyes open. Thoroughly read the document and take notes. Make note of anything that strikes you as important, odd, or exciting. Ask questions. Ask yourself questions about the document. Who was the author? Why were they writing? What is the context in which they were writing? Were they writing with a particular audience in mind? Is there evidence of bias, whether it's political, religious, or personal? When were they writing, and who were they writing for? A king or a patron? Was the author witnessing the account firsthand, or were they recording the experiences of others? What dates, locations, and people are mentioned? Compare and contrast accounts. Just because a document is considered a primary source, it doesn't mean that it's an accurate or truthful account of a particular event. In order to get a sense of what actually happened in the past, do the following. Look for evidence of bias in the writing. Are there any hints of a political agenda lurking between the lines? If the document is a diary or a memoir, ask yourself questions about the author and their life. Are they being honest, or are they writing for posterity? Look at other contemporary accounts of the same event. How do the accounts differ, or are they the same? Evaluate the source. Are you looking at the original text, or has the item been translated by another party? Ask yourself whether or not you can trust their transcription. Generally, the best source is the original source. Questions or comments?